So it's Halloween month. Well, it's not a thing, but whatever. Everybody's hyping themselves up for Halloween, and like in every store, just the Halloween stuff and game vendors Halloween stuff. So that's what I'm doing right now. Mainly because maybe I won't be making another video in this month for Halloween. Who knows? Maybe I will. I don't know. But let's just say fuck it. Yeah, happy Halloween for us, right? It's Halloween. All right. And so yeah. So what's better to do in Halloween than to talk about monster? What specific monster you say? Well, of course, in the title I said zombie, so of course it's gonna be zombie. What did you expect? I'm kidding. But yeah, of course zombie, right? There's a reason why there's so many zombie game and movies and like ad game and maybe board game. Who knows? Cosplay? No, I don't think there's. Anyway, sidetracking here. But there's a reason why there's so many stuff compared to other monsters such as werewolf or vampire. And that's because of those following reasons that I will tell you eventually. And that eventually is now. In this video. But not right now. Actually, yeah, now. Anyway. Let's talk about why zombies are so popular. First of all, they are affordable. That you have a high amount of money or not. That'd be like in a movie or game. Board game. Zombies are the one of the easiest monsters to make. It's basically human that are decaying. If you have like a few bucks, you can make the story happen later in the apocalypse. The zombies started to decay and nature started to take over cities and stuff. If you don't have the money, it's fairly simple. Take a dude, put some red eyes or blood on his mouth or veiny stuff. I don't know what they do. And make the story happen when the outbreak is happening. There you have a normal city with zombies that didn't have time to decompose it. Yeah, it's kinda cheap, but zombie. So that's why it's kinda easy. Zombies are also entertaining. You can't kill zombies in a normal way. You shoot their head to kill them, right? Everybody knows that. You can't exactly fight them with your hand because you risk getting scratched from their mouth and that turn you. So you have to use every weapon someone can find, and that's interesting. Kinda like that's what the concept was about in Dead Rising, or you build your own weapon to fight against zombie and them all. So yeah, one zombie can be easy to handle, but it's still risky if you get careless. But an army of zombies, you can handle them without the right equipment. So it get really entertaining to see someone take down a wave of undead and shredding them to pieces. I mean, if you're a big fan of blood and like gore, zombies are great. You can see like sometimes one of the coolest fatality ever. Now let's get those superficial reasons out of the way real quick. Let's go to the meat of it. Why are zombies so popular? Well, it's because they're versatile. You can have them in lighthearted stuff or in edgy stuff. I think that's simply because zombies are never focused on anything zombie related. They are important, yes, as a driven factor in the story. Like, they're the trigger in the story that cause what happened, like the apocalypse. But they can't be the main antagonist, well, at least most of the time. Zombies aren't the focus in the story because they're more like animal. They can't think or act with knowledge. They just follow their instinct or whatever pre-established stuff that are made up about them in this specific movie or game. It's like in an apocalypse movie where the world is getting destroyed. Yes, the movie is kinda about how the world is ending, but it's never about the method of how it's ending. There's might be like a side plot about how the world is ending or like how the zombies were created, but it's always focused on the people. So if it's focused on the people, you can do anything you want because you can just change how the people are. That's why zombies aren't specific to the horror origin they come from. Zombies aren't just monsters that appear in the story. It's almost like a genre or a world setting at this point. Well, what do I mean by that? Well, if I say you walk around in a steampunk world, you can kinda see the world shaping in your head, right? If I say, oh, you walk around a sci-fi world, you can kinda start creating preconceived notions such as spaceship or laser gun in your head, right? When I say it's a post-apocalyptic zombie world, you can already see the desolated city, the grass covering the streets, vine growing on buildings, and shadow figures creaking in dark alley. Zombies are almost an excuse. a reason behind what explains how the world has been shaped and how people act. Imagine, there's a tsunami. A whole city gets flooded overnight. You follow someone that is stuck there in his house. He can't get out. He's stuck. The door won't budge. He's scared to get out. He remembered the scream, the pain of people drowning. He almost heard those cries for help echoing behind his door. He wake up in sweat, begging, crying for the nightmare to stop. The cruel reality is that when he wake up, it felt like it was all just a dream. But he started to hear the water knocking on the door, scratching the wood. It break him. Of course the water is an unstoppable force. He can't do anything about it, and it's a matter of time before the water break and flood him next. That is an unstoppable force of nature. That's what zombies are. They're merciless. They contaminate and spread easily. They are unstoppable force that just keep growing. There's a freedom in an apocalyptic world. What happens when something breaks? Can it be fixed, replaced? What happens to it when we don't fix it? Does it just fade away? Zombies break everything they can eat. They destroy city, they destroy government and society, they destroy the world. So there you are, with something broken. And what if that broken thing you hold in your hand is freedom? And what was broken were the chain that was holding it back. Now it's pure and unfiltered. It's intoxicating. You can do everything you want without any consequence. And that's the real terrifying stuff. Not zombie or human, but what it gives to everyone. You need food. You are hungry. There's a family you know their whereabouts, and they're resting right next to your house. You know they're fully stashed, but you also know that they don't have enough food for someone else. That they'll keep it for themselves. That they just have a knife and that there's nothing dangerous for you with guns. Normally you would just go somewhere else and find food, but you really need it. You are hungry. Really hungry. I wish to believe that people aren't like this. That before we invented rule and law, chain, we looked at ourselves, blood on our hand, beg it for it to stop. That much freedom, sure, it revealed who you are at first. It revealed the insane, the madman, the chaos seeker. But in the long run, freedom changes you. If you can't steal anyone, anyone can steal you. If you can't kill anyone, anyone can kill you. You can't trust anyone if anyone can trust you. You can't care about anyone. You can love. You can't. You just can't, because how could you? Doing otherwise proved to be foolish. It's like hoping to do something right without having any consequence. Like holding a promise and just saying, oh, I swear on it. How many promises did you break? Did any promise you heard at one point meant anything? I heard plenty of people promise me things and it never happened. I sometimes broke my promise and I wish I wouldn't. I try to be a man of my word, but it's always so hard, right? Keep a promise. Saying I swear I won't do it. I swear I'll do better. I swear. I don't know. Promise, huh? Is it because it's a word that people don't know the meaning of, or is it because we're so used to hearing it that we lost the concept of what a promise is? You know what the scariest idea I had about the zombie apocalypse? I always imagined the freedom of it, and I'm like, oh, kinda wish a zombie apocalypse happened for like 1 week, but never more, because I always had this theory that if zombie couldn't find human, like if we all kind of barricaded ourselves and storage some food with us, and so zombie, because they couldn't find any human, they had to start to eat animal, and because of that, food resource would start to be in spare. So much so that you have to think about other options. You can't stop your hunger, you know. We all have to feed, right? So at the end, when you lock yourself in a place with other survivor, surrounded by zombie, and you don't have food, when it will come to it, and you will have to feed on anything, and I mean anything, what will make you different from them? They have their excuse, right? They turn into monster, and you're still human, and here you are eating. Thankfully that won't happen, because we can eat plant. So us being herbivore, that's kinda nice. But yeah, zombies are great. They're dumb, they're disgusting, but they're a lot like human in their simplistic form. I wouldn't say they're like human, like I would say we are disgusting, like my face isn't like becoming fucking liquid, but like whatever. What I mean by that is that it's fun letting out your anger at them. It's fun fighting them. It's fun seeing them getting ripped apart. They're fun, and it's entertaining the tragedy they bring, the fear in their spirit they cause. The zombie is death. It's everywhere. Constantly close to us, but not quite. Keep us awake at night, because it's this day to go out to talk to stranger. It reminds us of the people we lost, and the thing that we will lose. It make us curse the day we were ever born. Zombies are the answer of life without death, and it's kinda disappointing. Alright, I would normally say something optimistic right about now, about how life is meant to be and live and blah blah blah, but I think we all heard those words before, and it's kinda Halloween, so let's leave it at that. Anyway, leave a like if you will die eventually, subscribe to not forget the channel, and until we see each other again, happy Halloween.